Last video for this evening. This is going to be a video on identifying transformations of linear functions. So in order to do this, unless you have them memorized already, you may want a little handy list of transformations. So if it is adding on the outside of the variable or to the function, then it is a vertical shift up or down. Depending on if it is positive, if it's adding a positive number, or if it's just adding, then it's up. If it's subtracting because of a negative number, then it's vertical shift down. For linear functions, you won't be able to tell if it's a horizontal or if it's a horizontal shift, left or right. You can't tell. You can tell, maybe in some cases, but for the cases that I'm going over, there will not be any horizontal shifts left or right. Same thing goes for y-axis or x-axis. You will know whether or not it's an x-axis, but you can't tell if it's a y-axis. So for the sake of, for my students at home or in class who are watching this video, there will not be, you can't tell if it's a y-axis and you cannot tell if it's horizontal. So your options are vertical shift up or down, x-axis reflection, vertical stretch, vertical shrink, and you also cannot tell horizontal shrink or stretch. So it's either going to be vertical stretch, vertical shrink, x-axis reflection, vertical shift up, vertical shift down. And this is only for linear functions, right? So if we go through these, you're looking at what's happening to the variable. So it's been made negative. So I would say, and that's the only thing that's happening to it. So I would say this has been an x-axis reflection. So for number 2, what's happening to the variable? Okay, well, it's adding 3. Not inside parentheses or anything, so it's on the outside. If there's no parentheses, everything by default's on the outside, because if there's nothing for it to be inside of, then it's automatically by default on the outside. If there's no parentheses, everything's on the outside. So plus 3, this would be vertical shift because we're adding, so vert shift up 3. All right, this one is being multiplied by a half, so you have to look at your notes. So multiplying means a vertical stretch or shrink. Now it's a vertical shrink if what's being multiplied by is between 0 and 1. Is 1/2 between 0 and 1? Yes, it is. It's halfway between them. So vertical shrink by 1/2. All right, now this one is being subtracted 4 at the end of it. So again, there's no parentheses for it to be on the inside, so by default it's on the outside, which means it has to be vertical shift down 4. Vertical shift down 4. All right, multiplying on the outside, so that would be a vertical stretch because it is bigger, right? You're multiplying by 10, so it is a vertical stretch because 10 is greater than 1, so vertical stretch. Vertical stretch by 10. All right, this one we're adding on a half, so that would be a vertical shift up a half. So vertical shift up 1/2. This one we're multiplying by a number greater than 1, so that would be a vertical stretch by 1.5. Vertical stretch by 1.5. Oh, sorry, can't see it. Vertical stretch by 1.5. That was my bad. All right, so let's go to number 8. This is also being multiplied by a number greater than 1 because 4/3 is 1.333 forever. So this is also a vertical stretch by 4/3. Okay, now we have two things happening. We have multiplication by 2, and we have something, or positive 4 being added on, right? So let's do the first one. So that would be a vertical stretch by 2. So that'd be the first thing. And then the second thing would be vertical shift up 4. Now, there could have been a myriad of other transformations that could create this same function. However, based off of what you can see, all you know is, because you don't know anything else, all you know is you're given this function. All you see is plus 4. Okay, vertical shift up 4. Oh, x is being multiplied by 2, vertical stretch by 2. Okay, so this next one, we got two things also. We got this negative here, and again, plus 4. So the first thing, that negative means an x-axis reflection. Right, because it's on the outside. It's on the outside, right? I did not write, if I were to have written, for some reason, if I were to have written f of x equals negative x plus 4, then it would have been a y-axis reflection, because then it would have been happening on the inside specifically to the variable. But I didn't. What you were given was just the negative x, which means by default it is on the outside because there's no parentheses for it to be inside of, right? I won't ever do that because this is just a simplified version. All right. Now this is also a vertical shift up 4. All right, this one, multiplying by a 1/2, and then adding 3. So this one will be a vertical shrink because we're multiplying by a number between 0 and 1. So vertical shrink. By 1/2, and up 3. So vertical shift up 3. All right, almost done. Multiplying by 10. I'm going to just go ahead and highlight that right there too, since I'm at it. I'm a little tired of taking these caps off. Negative 10. Oh, we got another thing there. And then we're going to have this little guy out there also. So let's finish this one off. Oh, switching up the colors. I want to. So multiplying by 10, so that's a vertical stretch by 10, and then minus 12, so that is a vertical shift down 12. Vertical shift down 12. Notice I'm not saying down negative 12. I'm saying down 12. The down is the negative. All right, this one's got 3. So we got the negative, so that's an x-axis reflection. All right, actually, x-axis reflection. We got the 4 multiplication, so that is a vertical stretch by 4, not a negative 4, right? They're two separate things. The negative is a reflection, the 4 is a stretch, so vertical stretch by 4. All right, now we got the last thing, subtracting 10 off the end, so that is a vertical shift down 10. So, right, I did not put a negative 10 and I did not put a negative 4. Vertical stretch by the 4, and then vertical shift down 10. Down is the negative, down 10. Okay, so I do hope this is helpful in identifying transformations of linear functions. That's going to be one of the things that my students will be assigned. So being able to identify transformations. These transformations are the same though. They're the same transformations for all functions. And next week, I'll be putting out a video on identifying transformations of absolute values. Same transformations though. All right, so hope that was helpful. Thank you for watching. See you next video.